Hi, this is the Pippi Longstocking Show. See? Hi, it's Barbara. And my little girl wants to get in on the act. So she had me doing this with my hair. And there is a whole story about my hair. My hair has been the nemesis of my life. The time I have spent on this hair in 73 years. I have to say, not the last 10. I just put it in a ponytail. Ladies, did you spend that much time on your hair? So, skipping the hair for a minute, I will come back to the hair. I really had a lot of good stuff again today. I wrote it down, got the concepts, got the details. I kind of got the essence of it. And so what shall we do? Today I have a television show for you. First of all, the news of the day is tomorrow is No King's Day. So get to the march. Everybody, get to the march. I'm going to Long Beach. The reason I'm going to Long Beach is there also, number 2, newsflash, there is a disability expo there that I go to every year, but this time it's in Long Beach. And I think I mentioned this before, unbelievable how far we have come for the disabled people in terms of wheelchairs and cars for them to, vans for them to drive up into, healing modalities, and they have entertainment for them, and they have disabled people climbing. You know how you climb those walls, you have the little thing where you put your feet and they harness them in. And for me, I can't walk around that much, so they have ready for us these little electric wheelchairs, the cutest little electric wheelchairs. And I one time I stayed there for 5 hours. I was just going, it's a convention. I was going up and down and up and down. You collect all the papers, all the advertisements, and you're sure you're going to remember when you go home. They end up in the garbage in a week. So that's also going on this weekend. And he is starting to lose it. He's getting worse. He is not making any sense at all anymore, and Congress is still doing nothing. So that's the news flash for the day. I feel like I'm on SNL. So what's the next topic? My tip for the day. This is Pippi Longstocking's tip. Customer service. Now, I have had to call customer service a lot, being in my low income crazy situation. Oh, by the way, this keeps falling down. You know what? I'll keep it down. Cute. Where am I going with that? Oh, yeah. I'll say customer service. Now, I'm an expert on customer service. I have gray hairs because of customer service. I have wrinkles because of customer service. If you get someone who you cannot understand because they're from another planet, you have 3 choices. You can either ask them to speak to a supervisor, and you take a chance that they will hang up on you before you hang up on them, or they will be adamant about helping you because I think they're terrorized to call a supervisor. And the third option is to just hang up on them, call back, pray you get someone from your own country that you can understand, and wait another 50 hours. So that is my tip for the day. So we have the news flash, we have a tip. Now we're going to talk about beauty. So, I was born with 3 types of hair. I had Sephardic Jewish mother frizz. I have in the back here straight, used to be black brown, my father's straight black Italian hair. That's in the back where you can't see it. And then somewhere in there, I have my African American Israeli kinky hair, which is like right in the front, just where I don't want it. And I would always wish like God would just have given me this straight hair and put it here. The reason being, ladies, how many hours do you spend on your hair? Now, this hair that's actually moving, I prayed for this when I was little, to have hair that would move. My hair never moved. And you sisters out there know what I'm talking about. It didn't matter how much wind was coming in the window of my car, my hair would just stay exactly the way it was. Just stay the way it was. So I spent many an hour with curlers, sitting under the dryer, blowing it out, which I had way too much hair to do that. I had like 5 times more hair than this. If I had worn my hair in pigtails, all you would get would be like 2 bushes. 2 bushes here. And I was thinking of, what's the movie? Star Trek. No, not Star Trek. Star Wars. Princess Leia. When she came on the screen with her 2 little buns. Do you remember her 2 little buns? And I sat there and I was like, oh my God, my mother used to do that to me and torture me. She'd give me these 2 little buns because my hair wouldn't do anything. It was my nemesis for life, my hair. Now, at 73 and stress and post-menopause and whatever else is going on, I've lost most of it. It may not look it, but I had like 6 of these ponytails. And it actually moves. It's straightened out. The same thing happened to my grandmother when she got older. She had this beautiful white hair, and it was stick straight, no more of that frizz. And I actually have a lot of beautiful white hair that's not gray, but it's the hair that falls out. It's the weakest hair. So when I wash my hair or play with it in any way, the only hairs that fall out are the white ones. You would think I'd be happy about that, but no, I really love the white hair better than this. I don't know. I used to be dark brown. So as far as beauty, beauty suggestions for the day are: wait until you are 60 and it will straighten out. Up until then, suffer. So that's the beauty. So we have the news of the day, the tip of the day, the beauty for the day. And I had entertainment. I can't even see it. Oh, okay. So this is the entertainment for the day. I told you that I have a community that really lovingly excommunicated me. And you've been hearing about it. I'm starting to laugh about it because it's getting pretty funny because I'm getting close to showing you everything. So today I got my first CD sent to me. I have lots of CDs. So I have videos of the entire property and my apartment and other people's apartments. So the CD that my friend sent me as a joke, he had to, copy it first. So I moved in May. I was promised a refrigerator and a stove. Who moves into an apartment without a refrigerator and a stove? And the water was working at the time. So I get ready to move in, and there's no water, no refrigerator and stove. And I'm packed in the car. So the landlord lady, she was so sweet. She profusely apologized. And she said, I will have it for you in a couple of weeks. So I go home. I come back in a couple of weeks. Still no refrigerator. Still no water. And now I have to move in because I've given my notice. So I move in with a promise that I will get a refrigerator and a stove. Make a very long story short, and this is my church. I moved in May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I did not get a refrigerator or a stove for 10 months. So now you know I'm eating dollar hamburgers in the McDonald's around the corner. There's no place to put my vegetables, and I also had no water. I had to hire my own plumber. So, people, is this deliberate harassment or not? So I saw the CD this morning, and the one he sent me was my friend, who is a professional cameraman who was helping me and did most of the videos. We would walk everywhere and take videos. And I was finally getting a refrigerator and a stove from some hell basement somewhere. I'm trying to hold in the laughter, and my eyes are burning. So I was out. I came back, and he wasn't with me, and the refrigerator and the stove are sitting in the middle of my kitchen. The stove is not plugged in to the gas. It's just sitting in the middle, like I know how to do the plug a stove gas thing in. And the refrigerator I just looked at, and I said, okay, I'm going to have to clean this, whatever. So I called my friend who already had a collection of CDs like this, and I said, you feel like coming over and doing some more CDs? I have my refrigerator and a stove. So he comes over, we take the CD, we takes this camera, aims it at the stove, and pans it to the pipe in the wall for the gas, and then pans it back to me and my expression like I am going to connect gas and blow up the entire building. So first he takes that. Okay. Then he pans over to the refrigerator. And I'm standing here and he's standing next to me with the camera. And so I thought, I'll just open up the freezer, as if I'm doing a commercial. So I open up the freezer and the camera's running. And in front of our eyes, all of a sudden, all these roaches come out from behind this wall, little wall like in the freezer. All these roaches come out, literally, and we were hysterical. It's like, what timing? It was kind of lights, cameras, action. Come on out, guys. So we have a CD of roaches in the freezer of the refrigerator that they gave me. Did they plant them there? This is the kind of stuff that was going on there. So I can't wait. I'm going to be getting my Apple laptop somehow in April and be able to show these things to you. So it was like, we couldn't believe it. It was like perfect timing. It was just as the camera was coming out, they decided to come out. And so, after I said, I was silent actually. I said, let the camera roll. And as soon as he finished, I just slammed that door. I never ever use the refrigerator, of course. And when I called to ask them to connect to the stove, they refused. They said I had to do this myself. Now, this is my church. This is the property they own. This is what they blamed me for. I was scapegoated as being the problem on this property. I can't wait until they see these CDs. If there's any doubt in anybody's mind about the gossip you heard about me, within the next month or two, I'm going to prove to you what happened 15 years ago and reclaim my character and my ethics and my integrity. So I have CDs of roaches in the freezer. Eventually someone did come out and connect the stove. But you know, I never ever cooked in that kitchen. Ever. I was so disgusted. Just disgusted. So that's the what category did I put that on? That's under entertainment. That's the entertainment portion of my show. And now we'll get to the spiritual portion of my show. Is I am really enjoying these. My little girl wanted a part of this. Let's get serious here. So we discussed Pippi Longstocking, Princess Leia. Is there anyone else who has hair like me? Well, they wear wigs. I can't quite get it together. I just can't see wearing a wig. They look so fake to me, and I don't want to look fake. So wigs are out. So we've been talking about God. So I'm going to try to get serious here. I am honing in on my algorithms more and more. It's getting so narrow that I may only attract 2 people. And what is the new algorithm? Okay, so it's basically similar. It's women, all ages. The young ones still don't really know yet, but those of us who are older know. Women who have been silenced, abused, maligned, smeared, etc., 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 have been silenced. Oh, okay, I remember. Have been silenced and pushed to the back. So we would just shut up. Just shut up. And all of us have in common a blueprint. It's a DNA blueprint that we came in with of very high intelligence, very loving, very caring, very compassionate, very not empathic, lots of empathy. We give people hundreds of chances until we're dead on the floor. This is the blueprint. And the hero's journey, the end of the blueprint that is, and I'm telling you my future, is that I blow up into this fabulous star. I get to tell my entire story from beginning to end, and I help millions of people come out from under the bed and out from under the covers and out from their closets, courageous and brave, to go for their dreams, disconnect from the matrix. The matrix just falls. The patriarchy just falls, and we create heaven on earth. How is that for a dramatic ending? So basically, my audience are women who know, like I said last night, know that they know that they know they came in with a special mission and have run into every block possible, and mostly from men, some women, who just had a need to shut us up. And I cannot wait to interview these other women, because that's what's coming, to hear their version of being suppressed and oppressed. And yeah, guys, this is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, even though my church wanted me to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and expected me to drop dead, end up in an institution and 6 feet under. But you know why I'm doing this podcast is because God had another plan. He saved me while he was listening to all their conversations in the conference room and all the gossipers' conversations. So just to tell you, God hears everything we don't hear. So he has more information than we have. And so he's already has the salvation and the resurrection plans going while we're gripping the walls trying to not drown. So I believe he doesn't tell us because he wants us to sincerely have the experience of going under, so we know what it feels like, so we can speak about it and share it with other people who've gone through the same thing. So that is my hero's journey, and I'm cutting it short about, like a clock, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I think I'm about at the 45 minutes. I think I have another whole block of 15 minutes to go. So I have to figure out how to have all my joy and all my dreams come true in that quarter from the 9 until the 12. So that was really my entire podcast. It's my entire podcast. I have so much to share with you. So I did want to review with you, just to tell you this. I realize that my destiny is not podcasts. I'm supposed to be teaching in front of a classroom. My podcasts are 11 are 1 hour long. So nobody's watching these. So my destiny is to slip out of the podcasts and get myself in a classroom. And so I started this podcast to tell you how I survived the insanity of a community that's toxic, and only a few of us more than a few of us know. There's people ready to step forward on that too. So I have a whole interview section coming. I survived because the earth, source, life itself, not God on a throne, source, saved me, just kept me full, kept my heart intact so I wouldn't become bitter and like them. Like, I still have my love intact, but now it's only for people who are reciprocating and deserve my love. Really, you have to think about it like that. Do people deserve your love? You can love them from a distance as a human being, but do they deserve to be 3 feet from you? Truly. So we've been talking about letting all these people go. We're letting all the junk go, cleaning your houses, watching The Matrix, to make God. I so don't want to be a preacher, guys, because preachers turn me off. So when I hear anything that sounds like preacher coming out of me, you will see me like cringe. I just want to share with you my experience is God is not human. He doesn't have wavering thoughts, wavering emotions, a body that just wants to go out of control and do things. I'm going to call him he, she, is consistently there, is consistent, is reliable, is dependable. He may not come through when you want him to, but his timing is perfect. Even though I don't know why I had to wait 15 years. But I see more now. I could never be talking to you like this, 15 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So the part I wanted to add today, and then we have the baby steps if you choose to do the Passion Project, which I haven't really been following up on. This is really serious. It's hard to say with a smile. My take from watching others and myself, if you have a pure heart where you really don't wish people harm, where you're a helper, you want to see the best for people, You cheerlead them. I've coached so many people. I mean, I didn't make a penny. I didn't put it out like that. I coached them to the next level. I have a multi-million-dollar attorney husband out there that I coached for 5 years. And if you really, really have a pure heart, you're protected. You are protected. God really is protecting us against these people who are trying to harm us. The funny part about this, I did talk to someone yesterday, which I'll tell you more another time, about my situation, who's pretty intuitive and has watched the entire process and has seen me down, like this, and is really so happy for me that I'm doing these. And he said to me, "You're like Mr. Magoo." You guys who are young won't know who Mr. Magoo was. A cartoon we watched in my childhood, late 50s, 60s. And he couldn't see. He was extremely nearsighted. He couldn't see. Like me, when I put on my makeup, I have eyebrows that are almost gone. So I'm sitting there with a eyebrow pencil, and of course I take off my glasses, and I cannot see my eyebrows to put on the pencil. How do you put on makeup when you can't even see? And I don't even try the eyelashes. So, and he's right. He described me like Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo would walk on the street and someone is waiting to harm him. Let's say run him over with a car. And conveniently, the earth would just open up. I'm making this one up. The earth would just open up. He'd fall into the earth. The car goes right over the hole and misses him and keeps on going. It's like everything that came at him to knock him out, he would just innocently keep on going, having no idea that people are trying to destroy him. And my friend was intimating that that's how he sees me, is I just keep on going and I don't even know that people are trying to destroy me. I mean, if there are hitmen out there, I wouldn't even know. I would just kind of keep on going. And he inspired me to go look at the cartoons again. And it made me realize that when we're innocent and pure in our hearts about life and about people, we are protected. We don't even know that the slings and arrows are coming. I mean, it took a long time. How many years? Like 30 years for me to even really realize what these people were doing to me. Again, not the congregants, the administration. And of course now the pieces of the puzzle are really almost complete. That it was a deliberate attempt to take my spiritual energy, which is very big, my personality, my joy, my outgoingness, my social. I mean, this is Barbara most of the time, used to be. They siphon us for their energy that they can't generate themselves, particularly the administration people. They're not visionaries. They're not loving. They're so into power and control. And I was like a prime candidate to suck the life out of me while, and this is funny but not funny, while they're silencing me. Like, well, don't let her be seen because people may realize that she's the generator. She's the one who's manifesting and generating this energy for us. So, oh, my candle's burning. Let me blow this out. So anyway, so I've been trying to share with you guys from my experience, and I know many of you know this, women, that these communities, as well as husbands, wives, children, whatever, they suck our energy. They siphon our energy because they don't have their own. But they don't want us at the same time to be seen because we're too big and we're too bright. They can't match it. They cannot match it no matter how much they try. And my Judas is faking it right now. And so what is my real message here is my appeal to you. It was begging, now it's an appeal, is to please make God first in your life before any human being. Why am I compelled to share that with you, particularly the young people, is I didn't have this information when I was young, or it would have prepared me for a lot of this stuff. If you can make God your partner as soon as you can, as young as you can, it will help you so much through life, so much. And even those who are older, my age, or whatever, it is never too late to establish that relationship. And what I don't talk about is the blessings that come with it. And I'm not talking about big, big, big blessings. I'm talking about, for me, being on my walker, for me, the blessing of, as I'm pushing and pushing on a door, if someone comes from behind me and says, "Can I open the door for you?" Or today I was out getting my medicine. I went into Trader Joe's and my bag was ripping. Everything was about to fall out. And I really can't bend and start picking up stuff. And again, a person at the register didn't have any customers and said, "Oh, don't move." Went and got a bag. Slowly rebagged my stuff into the new bag. For me, where I'm at now, these little things help me so much. When I have to do things that I can't do anymore, it is very hard for me to love myself in those moments. It's very hard for me to accept myself. It's very hard for me to not get angry at these people that set it in motion. It's just really hard to accept it. So when someone comes along and helps, it just lifts me out of that funk place. So I've been trying to appeal to you wherever you are in life, whatever age, whatever abilities you have or don't have. If you're fully bodied and able, is that a word? Fully able, as opposed to being disabled. It's never too late to establish a relationship. And I really don't know how to really do this without sounding like a preacher. And the second thing that I didn't learn early, as disciplined as I was, and my parents really taught me the please and thank you, hold the doors. I really got those morals and ethics that many of us in the 50s got, that is absent today. These teenagers, I'll tell you a story about teenagers in a minute. So I had that already. And my mother taught me how to vacuum probably when I was in second grade. I was already vacuuming for her. So I was like the little slave. So I learned discipline really, really early. And detail. I learned detail. I used to sit at the my favorite toy. I used to sit at the kitchen table with spirograph. How many of you had a spirograph? All the little circles in the box, they're like gears. And if you don't know, you don't know. you just run these things around and around different sizes, and then you get this beautiful, beautiful picture. I looked it up on Etsy a while back to see if I could find the original box, but I couldn't. And I used to sew. My mother taught me how to sew. She taught me how to knit. My grandmother taught me how to crochet. My mother-in-law taught me how to needlepoint. I mean, I learned all this stuff. I don't know, do parents teach it to the kids anymore? So I do have a detailed, very logical step person in me. But when it comes to creating a project, as I told you, don't want to do baby steps. I want to skip. I want to go from A to G to L to P and to Z. And I told you, my own greatest spiritual teacher told me, Barbara, for you, baby steps. And so now I'm passing that on to you. Baby steps. So you don't have to keep going back, because Spirit really teaches us lesson by lesson by lesson. And each lesson is like a building block. They build on each other. And if you have this block and you skip to this block, you haven't earned this block. And I don't mean earn it like the worldly earn. You haven't built the consciousness to be here really. And that's why I know my Judas is going to fall. He doesn't have the consciousness I have. And he's jumping all over the place. It's like if you don't have the consciousness for this, Spirit, in its love for us, will cause something to happen so that we come right back down and do those steps that we didn't do. And I look at the last 15 years of getting nothing done. I really was. I was in such survival mode. I was down to, it's so hard to share this with you guys. I wasn't even brushing my teeth. And, I'm not even letting you see them. I didn't even have a toothbrush. I didn't know how to do homelessness. I didn't know to pack a bag and be ready and have a water bottle. And I just didn't know how to do it. If I had to do it again today, I would do it designer style. Homeless, designer style. So I'm saying, even when I became homeless and I couldn't do the basics, or I didn't have access to a toilet, I have two other people, we have the secret. We talk about what it's like to not have your own toilet. The guarantee that as soon as you drive home or the car, you can hold it and hold it and hold it until you get into the house. That is not happening when you don't have a home base. And I was afraid to drink water. I was afraid to eat because I was afraid I might be somewhere on my feet after my car died that I wouldn't be able to find a bathroom. So I just was starving, like really starving, until I was so desperate. And I did have a couple of accidents, because a couple of times in being so thirsty, when you're really, really thirsty, when I'm really, really thirsty, and I don't drink soda, I don't think I've had soda for over 40 years. I just knew right away, no. But I've been drinking some here. But when you're really, really thirsty and it's really, really hot out there, you go for that big gulp thing. And I would go for that big gulp thing at a Subway that was near my P.O. box in Santa Monica. And I was in heaven. I would drink this big, big thing of, what did I get? Probably Diet Coke. And I'm enjoying it, and I'm so like filling the cells that are so dehydrated. And then while I'm sitting there and I have an hour left for my transportation to come, oh God. The short version is there's a See's Candy near my P.O. box. and they don't have a bathroom for the public. But I begged the woman, so she saved me. Uh, but there was another time that I just couldn't bring myself to go into again to her, because you have to go in behind the candy into the back, and so I did find a bush far away, and folks, um, you're the second people I've shared this with. So I've seen homeless people just squat. I have seen that in San Pedro. I've seen it. Where did I see it? In Venice. I was at a club waiting for a friend to come perform, and this lady was just hanging out, and she just squatted right there in the street. And I remember staring at her. I could not see. She was right in my face. And I was already on my homeless path, except I had a car. So I was able to hide in my car. But, I could feel two things happening. One was judgment, and the other one was compassion. I had both of them going through. And when you're in a car and you have to go, there are things you can do, which I won't detail right now, but I went into judgment and compassion. And I knew everybody was judging her. And it was what is it? There but for the grace go I. There but for grace go I. If it wasn't for grace, that would have been me. And that did become me. So when I tell you about my last 15 years, I haven't told you the hardcore stuff. But I wandered away. Oh, so my big gulp thing, oh God, my stomach. I knew I could not go into my disability van and have an accident. I mean, I'm sure people might. I would be mortified. And there's something about it that is very humbling. There's something about this whole process that is humbling beyond humbling beyond humbling. And I hope you guys never ever have to experience it. But it was out of that experience that I had to learn to slow down to a snail. One, because my back was going and I needed a walker. And I was really stressed. I was doing everything I could to hold on to my brain. And, I'd go into those brain fogs from stress. So I learned baby steps. I was forced to learn baby steps. In the shelters, they have all these rules. You just can't do what you want to do. You can't even be alone. Everybody's on top of you in these little cubicles. And the food was crap. Actually, the food there was better than here. So yeah, I learned how to slow down. I was forced to learn to slow down, take everything step by step. I was pulling my hair out while I was learning this because I like to move fast. I'm amazed that I talk slowly on these podcasts because when I'm on the phone with someone, it's like race, which is probably why, customer service from another country, I'm doing the New York version of, I need the number for this, and this is the address, and this is this, and this and this, and this and this, and I probably just like, lady, I can't help you like that. So God first and only, before a husband, before a wife, before your children. Me, okay, I don't have children. So let's use you. If you have children and you have God, spiritual heart, the loving, as your partner, strengthening you, focusing you, emboldening you, you are more available to your husband, talking to the women, to your husbands and to your children. And when they freak out for whatever reason, you can hold a space for them where you don't go there with them. You observe, you let them do whatever they have to do, you hold your peace, you know that they have to go through this. You don't beat the shit out of them, you don't yell at them, you let them have their space. But you cannot do that unless you are already centered, unless you are already at peace, unless you already have a container of harmony to hold them in. So what just came to me is like, God is the best thing going. God is the best thing going. We haven't even gotten to physician heal thyself, which is coming. So God and baby steps. And I wanted to add today, I realized that I was protected because I'm basically a good person. I don't hurt people. I'm not vicious. I can say that so confidently because I have had and have right now so many vicious people that I have run into that I'm always like stunned. It's like no matter how many times it happens, every time it happens, I'm stunned again that this exists. It's like I don't understand it. I don't understand this negativity and the harm and the insanity. I know it exists, but I kind of don't believe it exists. And that's where a lot of us women who haven't fully claimed our power, this is where the enemy, you know what I mean by the enemy, knows how to get in under our skin, into our hearts, makes us feel sorry for people, give them 1,000 chances, they'll change, they'll do better, they'll take out the trash, they'll come home with a rose once in a while, they'll buy a card. They don't stay like that. Narcissist type people, that's their DNA. That is their MO for their entire life, unless some mystical, magical, miraculous intervention happens. And it won't happen unless they ask for it. Ask and you shall receive. So God, baby steps, pure heart. And if you're not already there with a pure heart, ask for one. Ask God to fill you and purify your heart and let him cleanse out the drudge, the toxins, all the stuff that doesn't work for us, and I keep saying I'm not going to get political, but I get political, is if there were more of us with pure hearts, wishing each other well, holding each other high, celebrating each other, I don't believe what's happening in Washington could have ever taken place, because there is a balance in Mother Earth and the cosmos and creation. Eventually, no matter how imbalanced things get, eventually there's a force that says, that's it, you're too out of balance, whether it's an individual, a community that's not taking responsibility for 45 years. Eventually, Spirit steps in and says, I've given you all this leeway. I've warned you over and over and over. Your books are still off. Get those gold bars out from under the dirt and do something good with them. I mean, it has to be balanced out. And in the balancing out, that's where people just kind of start to leave, die. And all that's left standing are these individuals who just don't get it and don't want to get it. And my vision is like an island. Of course, this is illegal, but is there some island I can buy, and say, not me say it, but the government says, okay, guys, you want to carry on like this? You have to go to that island and stay there and pull all your crap with each other, but don't bother us. Now, if that's my idealism, that's not realistic, unless I became a dictator like him. So we got God, we have baby steps, and to ask God to purify our hearts. And in the purification of the heart, the loving that's already in there can flourish. The goodwill can flourish. The hope and the faith can flourish. Those three. And I've shared with you about faith a little bit. I don't know what number it is, faith. I guess it could be number 1 or 0. Ground zero would be faith. A holding and a knowing that there is something that is loving us and taking care of us, even if we don't see it. And I think, and thinking about the people I know and that I've met, that I barely know, I think what we've all had in common is we've had a faith that has kept us going through all the dark nights of the soul that many of us have gone through. And I haven't used that term yet, so I'll just throw it in for now. So let's do faith is ground zero, God is 1, baby steps is 2, pure heart is 3. And now I know why people on my podcast keep pressing buttons. They keep stopping when they need a break. There was something else I kind of wanted to go into. So we'll just do a prayer right now first. My candles are going. They're getting too low. These are my 99-cent candles. They usually have a saint on them. But I got the plain ones. So let's just pray. Father, Mother, God. Just now we close our eyelids to keep out the distractions, the visual distractions. And we just sit in the heart of God. We're already here. We've always been here. We haven't left. We may have forgotten, but we've never left. We've never been separated. And so, Lord God Almighty, I ask for myself that all the energy behind my preparation be received, despite however I might be expressing it, that there is clearly a very clear intentioned energy to support my peeps, my beloved peeps. And Lord God Almighty, male and female, mom and dad, we do ask for peace for the entire planet. And we do ask for the loving for for every human being on this planet. We know that. We feel that. That is who we are. And, Lord, we are asking for this, I am asking for this group of people that are your assigned divine angels, that have come here to do your will and your bidding. And Lord, we know that you know that we get attacked. And I'm not remembering Christ's words. Essentially, if you are attacked in my name, meaning if you are in the heart of God, you automatically have the consciousness of the Christ. I'm not talking about the man, but the Christ consciousness. If you already have that Christ consciousness, the star seeds, the earth angels, all those have come to replace all the false leaders, all the fakes, all the phonies are just going to fall. So we know, God, that you really understand the plight of the true anointed, the truly chosen people, and the level to which they are attacked by the negativity, by the cow power, by the devil. I don't like that word. By the evil, by people's insecurities, by people's envies, by people's jealousies, by people's woundedness, by people's unhappiness, by people's resentments that are so old, lifetimes old, and they choose to take it out on many of us. So, Lord, I ask just now to not only give a vision for a passion project for them and me, that you show us how to slither in and around and up and down, avoiding the pitfalls that are set for us, the traps that are set for us. That we learn to become snakes, for good. We already know how to be chameleons. Most of us who do God's work are chameleons. We know what color to show and when. We know how to be with every kind of person, every ethnic, every religion, every economic status. We know how to transform ourselves for any situation. And so just now, Lord, I ask you to help me be an instrument for you to beckon out all those who may have given up, are fed up, are hiding, and maybe worse. And so we take a nice breath, a few nice breaths. And with the flow, I'm just going to go into silence for about 3 minutes. And a quick Roberto Assagioli process. Let's go. We are not our minds. We are not our emotions. We are not our bodies. And God, come through. Oh. And so now you can keep going by yourself. I do have something else to share with you. And the rest of us come present. And we open our eyelids. And I guess I really should do this in the beginning, but I get so excited to tell you stuff. I'd like to ask us to pray, and I don't want to do this on my podcast, but I saw a pretty horrific post. I whizzed through it because it was hard to watch, but it is propaganda. But it was Iran being fed up with us, which I get it. And so it was a post of showing America's history from rejecting the natives that were here, the civil rights movement, rejecting black people. I think it had the Holocaust. It was just kind of moving through. And at the very end, because you probably won't see this, it'll probably be taken down. It will probably be taken down. And at the end, eventually, I believe it was Iran, and you see a bomb going straight through the skies, through the clouds, and aims right to the Statue of Liberty in New York, in America. I don't know how long it's going to be up there, but let's just all go inside our hearts right now and see the Statue of Liberty whole, perfect, and protected. So let's circle the Statue of Liberty with a bright white light of the angels circling it round and round and round, all the way up to her crown, over to the torch, and then down again. Down again, down again, round and round and round and round, to the platform. No words. No words what is going on. So what I did want to share with you, and I almost didn't, is I kind of throw out to you the miserable place I'm in and how I got stuck with this horrible room 5 minutes before my contract. And just like my church, this was a strategy. I didn't come with a son or a daughter or a friend, or I really should have a friend be my son. Because when you come into these places with someone, they take better care of you. And I was supposed to get a much better room than this. And 5 minutes before the contract, they told me it was sold. And I know it wasn't. So anyway, I haven't been able to find another place. So I was so fed up with the cleaning lady stealing, and pretty arrogant and nasty. So I said, with the state's help, get me another cleaning lady, which they haven't done for 7 months. So officially, my room hasn't been cleaned for 7 months, nor my sheets changed. Now, I had someone help me, a friend, because I can't negotiate certain things. And I did go to Amazon, which I didn't want to, and I got a little vacuum cleaner. And we vacuumed the carpet once. And mind you, I have been breathing in dust and dirt in here, and they don't believe me. You can see how swollen I am. My allergies are full blown. And I think I'm in here because they don't have anyone else to give the room to. So I'm going to show you what we found. after one vacuum cleaning. Now, I've been vacuuming all my life. And in New York, I had the best vacuum cleaner that existed. I think it was the best, the Electrolux. It was like a $500 or $600 vacuum cleaner. My mother-in-law bought it for us. And I don't even remember if I cleaned that bag 2 or 3 times. I had refills. But, there wasn't that much dust. So this is what they swear that this was a brand new carpet before I got here. Now, they're lying through their teeth. And I'm telling them about the dirt and the dust and the smells, and I won't be graphic here. So I want to show you what we found after one vacuuming of this carpet. And I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see. This is this here. Okay. This is how much dirt was in this carpet. This is years worth of dirt. Years worth of dirt that I have been breathing in and keep going for respiratory tests to make sure I don't have lung cancer. Like, my doctors think I'm crazy because I don't show them this stuff, and I think I'm ready. This is what was in this carpet after one vacuum cleaning. This room hasn't been cleaned in years. And I knew it because I breathe it in. You hear me, choking. I lost my voice. So I had to push the button. See, to me, this is, shoulders down, Barbara, this is full-blown corruption. Full-blown. And the only way to get an attorney is I would have to have bed bugs and be dead by now. That's when the attorneys take the case. And if you could put in a prayer for me, I'm going to call legal aid and see if they'll help me. The thing with lawyers is if there is not a substantial amount of money in it for them, and they do have to prepare, they do have to go to court. Not that they never return calls, but they don't take cases like this. They just don't, unless there's hundreds of thousands of dollars in it for them. So I fought stuff like this several times, and I really feel like I just don't have the energy to go through it again. So I've prayed, God, and of course, if I'm out all day, I have to spend money on food, transportation, debt, getting in debt again. So I promised God if something came up, I would not do anything legal. I would write off the losses and I would just disappear in the middle of the night, which I've done a couple of times. So yeah, if you could pray for me. I don't like the energy here. It's very, as the marketing guy who promised me a certain room, I asked him what I did. I asked him when I was signing the paper, so what's your commission? Because usually the commission to find a room for someone in an assisted living is $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000. They give you like the first month's rent. So he said he doesn't get commission. He gets the big bucks. And they do get paid well, the administrators, not to take care of us, but to watch over the management. To suppress me, bully me, whatever, to keep me in line. So, oh man, I want a home so bad. And it must be on its way because my joy is starting to come back. Doing these podcasts are a pleasure for me. And putting on a little bit of makeup, getting dressed. This is the blouse I told you I kind of hang out in a lot. This is my Mary Blige. I forget who he is. It was her concert. This was $1. This is $1. Have I told you my hand-me-down stories? You know, I think so deeply and so hard that there's things that I think I've told you that I haven't, because I've told myself them. So I don't want to get off, but I will. So tomorrow's Saturday. Yes, in the march. I'm going to the march. I'm going to the expo, the Disabilities Expo. And I'm going to bring water. I'm going to bring snacks. And people have been very nice to me on the marches, because I go on my walker. I really should take my wheelchair, but it's not electric. But people have helped me. I don't get in the middle of the crowd. I stand on the side and kind of watch, so I don't get hurt. But yeah, I've met some wonderful people on the marches. So march, guys, go out there, get out there. And let's get our country back. Let's get our heart back and purified and better than it was before. So good night, good night, good night. God bless all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow. And you like this? This is a first, guys. They actually are moving. Okay, good night.